And we are back with a little bit of technical difficulties, unfortunately, but back again, better than ever, and we are ready to bring this match back to you guys as we dive deep on into the action. But pretty much talking about already what we saw, the LUs. Last before we get this kickstart, what's your predictions for this match going, Vinny? Who do you think is going to be taking this?
I am going to say CY will win this match, probably by about 10 or 15 points. I think it'll be very close, but I think CY edges out LV2 in this match.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there. I think CY has got the upper hand with their running prowess, and I think that it's going to be pretty much up to LV to try and contest a lot of those top spots. I think CY is going to be doing a good job at being able to maintain. So if LV can match up to them, I think it's definitely possible for them to pretty much just edge out at the last second. But here we go as it gets started. GP is underway, and here we go for Lethal Vengeance 2, or Lethal Vendetta against Contingency.
Let's get it. Should be a
Going
good match. Get hyped.
Are you expecting to see some early Maple Treeways, maybe, or what are you picking going into this?
I'm definitely expect to see Maple Treeway probably for the 1-3 spots, and then probably either KC or RBC here. So we'll probably see those 3 different tracks, in my opinion.
And right off the get-go, it's looking like Maple Treeway was hovered, gets selected right away from Callum. So Maple Treeway is going to be getting looked at by LV, and looking like Sherbet Land might be is getting looked at by Contingency. So nice little neutral track with tons of shroom up spots. So Sherbet Land is exactly what CY is going to be looking for, and if they can land on it, it would be a good starting point. Unfortunately, not going to be the case. Maple Treeway locked in, and we're going to go right off there to race 1, and we'll see if LV can get an early point lead for CY going in here. But Callum starting off in first, gonna try and hold his line. Maybe get some early protection, trying to really keep it. Looking at Dan right behind him, box in second. Triple greens are going to be the item he pulls. Looking to probably pull them out right out of cannon here. Trying to protect himself from Callum, which he does. A nice little jack strat will keep him nice and close to Callum as well. Looking back, Storm right now, sitting in third, itemless, but definitely good pressure right off the get-go for CY. Green's up, trying to snag Callum. Going to be a little bit short, but does manage to get the back trail, but is going to find a ricochet, and Dan's going to find some value with those greens. That's going to bring him all the way in the first. Storm not too far behind with, a top 3 early for Dermo, but Storm, unfortunately, going to get bumped off.
That is unfortunate. Those greens somehow worked for Dan. I thought that Callum was going to be able to get away from those greens, but he ended up connecting with those, and unfortunately, yeah, Storm is going to be back there. It was top 3 briefly for CY, but Zach trying to break up top 2, and he does. And Dan in the process.
Dan forced to being used to use that shroom, so he has to, unfortunately, burn that, but to no big deal. Storm right now 5th place, changing the shroom up 5th box, gets a blooper, unfortunately, and Pow coming in, so fortunately not going to be able to hold on to that precious blooper, but 7th place, Callum going to be hitting up a Nana, unfortunately. Single shroom, no chain, unfortunately for Callum, so that's going to keep him at the back for a bit. Looking at Storm, triple reds, blue shell is getting launched out, so that's going to shake up those top spots maybe a little bit. Storm right now staying 5th, got triple reds around, does manage to slow down and take out 1, but Zach right now staying in first, going to go for the can dodge, so that's going to get him a little bit ways ahead. Sophie at the back, 6th plate dodging up into a star, so Lethal Vendetta is on the way up and are going to be coming for those top spots.
EC for Storm, but it won't matter as the cannon is right there, fortunately. I don't know exactly what spots CY is right now. I think Dan and Dermo are still up at the top. Yeah, Dan's in 3rd right now. Zach is in 1st, so I think it's 2-3 for CY at the moment. Clyde is in 2nd. Will we see a late shot come in, though, potentially? I'm not sure who's winning the bagging battle, so it'll be interesting to see if they're there is a late one here. 2-3-4 for CY, so looking like a winning race for them. Nice little hop dodge for Dan too. Yeah, 2-3-4 CY.
Yeah, 2-3-4-5 maybe on top of that. Storm on the come up as well in 5th. Another blooper added to his points, his count, but not going to matter too much. 2-3-4-5 coming out for Contingency, and a brilliant start to the match for them.
100% on there, and especially on LV's track too. LV was trying to run away, but unfortunately Callum got taken out early on, so he couldn't run it, and LV just not a whole lot of frontal presence that race, and CY getting the shock as well, which obviously really helps. So they're going to be able to pretty much dominate the first race on LV's track, and it gives them a lot of momentum to start off the match, trying to set the tone here.
Definitely, they had a good start. I like their idea what they did with the shock. They dodged Zach to keep him in that first, keep that locked in. Dodged up I want a Vessi, I think, and or Sufi, and he was coming up too. But something must have happened to him because it looked like as soon as he dodged, he got knocked right back down. So tough break for LV on that one, but at least they were able to keep first. So a decent amount of damage control, but it's going to be up to them to try and make that up coming into race 2. Seeing one of the tracks you did predict race 1, though, RBC 64 being looked at by Contingency, as Grumble's being looked at by LV. So
I like it. I like the track pick selection from CY, and it does get picked. So I think they'll really be able to dominate here. Maybe be able to get the draft on first, and if first place does swerve, which probably would definitely happen, they still have members right beyond them to try to be able to draft anyway. So I think they'll probably be able to hold a lot of frontal presence here early on.
definitely, this first set could mean a whole lot right now if you're LV. A couple of droppers, so Storm is going to drop all the way back looking for a good item, but unfortunately, missing that first set is going to be a little bit brutal. Someone does get hit up at the front by a green shot. That's actually going to be Zach. And it looked like I got sniped off by Storm's greens. That moves LV right now in the top 2, so are chilling a little bit. Callum not too far away, so top 2-4 right now from Lethal Vendetta. Dermo right now following just a little bit back in 3rd. Unfortunately, box stolen off Callum, so isn't going to be able to get a chain, but is going to move LV in the top 3, so they are sitting solid, but Dan is on the come up himself, trying to break into that top 3. Clyde as well.
Yeah, Clyde gets bumped, I believe, by Callum, so he's going to fall back a little bit. LV chilling with Dan right behind Callum, but Callum does have a red, so they're chilling in top 2. He's probably going to try to schlag with this, I would think, and try to kill Dan and try to give him a top 2 break, as Sufi is running it up in first right now. Storm does have a star in 7th, though, so we'll see. I'm not sure who's winning bagging battle right now. Bomb, though, for Dan. That is unfortunate. He's going to find himself in 8th here. I think it's random green.
That's going to move him into the back. Callum pulls a nice little bomb here in 3rd, so if CY is behind him, he can really do some numbers with this, and it does look like they are on top of that. Storm right now, Star still chilling in 6th. I think very content in holding this with Zach just ahead of him. Bomb finally gets dropped and does claim one of the CY members by the looks of it. Storm gets a draft up, so he's going to be holding a star in 3rd right now. So Storm right now is sitting pretty darn good. Can't really complain too much about that. Clyde's still in 2nd, so definitely good amount of presence right here off of Contingency, even though Sufi is holding out 1st right now.
Definitely. CY 2-3. Both POVs, Dan and Storm, have stars right now. I think Charmander was 10th. I could very well be wrong. I don't know if anyone has shock right now, but if CY does have shock, it could be looking up to be a very good race for them right here. As we see, I believe Sufi is still in 1st, but this could very well change here. Star gets used. Will there be a shock? No.
Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Storm burns his star as well. Bill is coming up, so shock. There is the Bill coming. Zach is dodging up on the Bill. That actually might be good enough to give LV that top 2. Here comes Vespef as well, dodging up too. Matt might change into, could be a top 3. Is going to pass up Clyde. And LV looking like it's going to be shaping out to be a good race for them with a very brilliant shot coming out. And the not too much else to really say about that. Looks like that's gonna just be a nice little top 3 for Lethal Vendetta.
Definitely. That was a really good LV shock right there. I think I'm gonna assume Zale then was in 10th and Charmander was 9th, and I must have misread it. I'm sure Zale was holding it for a while, and then Bill was being held as well, and very good use of the Bill right there. And I believe, yeah, that netted him a top 3 race, which kind of saved it as CY was pretty much up there for the most part. But yeah, the tables turned in an instant right there. Top 3, 6, 9, huge race for LV there.
Yeah, a very well executed shock was able to really be the demeanor for Contingency with just a really nice shock being used. You know that brought Zach and I think Vesvef up there, bringing them into a top 3, and next thing you know, it's now LV's lead as a very nice response coming from Maple Treeway. And yeah, top 3, tons of room to go here, tons of great tracks on the board. And I'd honestly think that they might look at a BCWii maybe. By the looks of it, that's what they're going. Contingency opting to go full reset with the Peach Gardens. Tons of shroom spots there, so definitely easier to break up within those top spots early on. And BCWii is going to get selected though, so LV is going to be going on a little bit of a power play here, as BCWii definitely great for top 3.
100%. I think you'll probably see Glitch getting blocked by LV as I know there are few CY members that can take Glitch. I believe Dan can do it definitely with a Shroom. Not sure about Shroomless, but you would definitely play it rather play safe than sorry. So if they keep getting top spots, they'll definitely opt to block the Glitch and maybe try to back instantly here. You see Zach is holding down first. Clyde is in second. Banana, they're 2-3 right now. And we'll see what Zach opts to do with his Nana. Might opt to back it, I think, but Dan's just gonna, or Storm's just gonna take over first here for now.
Yeah, Storm had a really nice shroom line right there. Was able to just be able to edge out Zach right at the back. There looked like an LV member just got pushed off. Vespeth also getting redded by Dan. So that's going to bring CY right now into at least top 2, maybe even top 3 if what looks like Storm there was able to get himself back. Unfortunately, doesn't look like it. Callum going to be hit up by the fire pillar. Red shell coming for Dan, but no big deal. We'll be able to block that off with his banana. More triple green is coming for Dan, so he's going to have a good amount of protection trying to keep this top 2 for Contingency. Back at the back here, Callum just pulling a golden right now in 6th, opting the golden up right away. Is going to try and pass up Vesvef and try and get a nice little chain up in this upcoming set. See what he gets here. Box 5th might look for a some type of dodge. Gets a blue shell though, so he's holding it for now. Finally gets launched, so that's gonna go all the way for Storm, and that's gonna hit him back, but should at least be decent enough to keep CY into first. But yeah, so still top 3 right now for Contingency. So they are really keeping up this pressure right now in these top 3 spots.
Definitely. And Callum is interesting. Callum is gonna use a mega here. We don't know who's winning the bag medal. Don't think anyone has. Like, at least at the moment, definitely not LV, or they would have opted to use. But CY top.
What a green snipe though coming from Storm. Absolutely finds Callum just onto the left of the bridge, and he is down. That's going to move back in the top 3 for CY. Triple shrooms coming up for Callum though. Another blue shell coming out too. So that's going to be able to get them a little bit closer to those top spots. Pow coming though is going to be able to just very cleanly evade that Pow. Very nice placement from Dan there. But Storm getting shaken up a little bit after that Pow. Callum right now 3rd place, still in this mega, bringing him right into 2nd. Goes a little bit wide for Zach, so 2, 3, 4 and now for the LV boys. Dan still holding up in 1st. Storm getting a nice TC pass, but is going to pass with Clyde. Shock coming in. Callum going to get target shock. Dermo is going to be dodging up, so CY is on the move and still holding up 1st. It's looking pretty good for them. So, but maybe not though. Storm and Clyde 6, 7, so maybe looking like a 1, 5, 6, 7.
That was a dirty green on Callum there. Lap 3. That absolutely killed like LV's momentum then and there. So, and it put even more pressure on them. I thought CY was gonna run away with it after that, and then the shock also comes in, which TS Callum there on the last TS ramp. But I think LV salvaged the race though. If I saw this, because I saw 3 CY members in the mid to back spots, like 4, 5, 6. So I think, yeah, they got 2-3 and 2-3A. So honestly, that's a salvage considering what happened lap 3 to Callum.
Yeah, not too bad whatsoever. TY being able to come out of that race with a winning race. Sorry, words are hard. And looking good, going up 5 points right now for LV going into the final race of GP1. So definitely what we were expecting, it being pretty close through and throughout.
100%. Yeah, LV is sporting a 5-point lead going to race 3. I fully expect this match to come down to the last race, down to the wire, and so far that's holding true after 3 races. Zach USA popping off right now. So it was kind of a question coming into this match, what would Zach do with the running game against CY, but he seems to be more than holding his own so far, and also Vespef as well. They've been the 2 powerhouses for LV so far.
Doing pretty good, finding tons of value with coordinating the running slash, also doing a great job with coordinating shocks as well. Yeah, most of these LV shocks are working out great for them. They're finding at least two dodges, I think, per shock, and that's where you're going to find your most valuable when you're really just playing it out the best you can. And coming out right off the get-go, Dan getting knocked out of top spots early, so that's going to bring him all the way back to 6th. Give him some shrooms maybe to try and take that rock hop, but CY right now still sitting in a decent amount of the top spots, a Dermo, but unfortunately Storm getting knocked back up to Clyde, going for this rock hop here, and is going to make it no big deal, very cleanly, and a very nice rock from Clyde. Dan also following suit. That's going to move CY in the top 2, and Dan's got a few shrooms to boot on top of that. Callum trying to flatten the curve a little bit, shrooms up, burns those extra 2 to try and get a little bit closer to Dan, but is itemless, so we'll have to chill for just a little bit.
Yeah, Dan is probably going to be definitely opting to go for rock again this lap, and if Clyde has more shrooms as well, which I think he does, this could be just top 2 gone for CY. And you see Clyde going around. Oh, he read it off though. That is detrimental. He was trying to just get the respawn to avoid that red, but he ends up getting killed there. That's gonna bring LV back into this race just like that.
Yeah, that's it. Clyde all the way back down to 3rd. Storm switching up though is gonna move in the 1st, and Clyde now probably is gonna be really trying to hold this shroom up until that lap 3 cut. I think he's going to be pretty content with doing so. Dan right now chaining up Star and Sound Blue Shell coming out. Chains up to a golden though, so Dan bringing the absolute money pull, and let's see if he can really make this work for him. He's going to be sitting pretty right now. Golden in 4th. Ops to start goldening away, and here he goes. He is up to the race. He's going to try and catch up to Storm and even Vespef. Storm going to be taking cut as well, so that's going to be a 2-3. And there he goes. Shot coming in. That's going to dodge 2 of CY in the cut, and that might even look at the shape them up to be a top 2. Maybe just a 1-3 as Sufi actually manages to break into it, so is going to play CY sandwich, but I don't think Contingency is too upset with a 1-3 right there. Looks like Pow messed up Clyde a little bit, so that threw him off the track, and Callum will be sitting in 5th. Dermo following suit in 6th, so looking like a 1-3-6 coming out for CY there, so
yeah,
not too bad.
Can't complain whatsoever about that. That was a good race. Nice little winning race. Probably going to make it about... It's going to pretty much tie up the score after 1 GP. Great shock from Charmander there. Perfect shock execution. I mean, Sufi was up there, but he was going to get a top spot anyway, so he will gladly take the 1-3. I mean, you had to call that shock there to secure the bag. Unfortunate for Clyde, did get taken out there, but definitely benefited CY a lot there.
Definitely, I definitely like the call of opting to pull the trigger at that shock. Even though he's going to be in the mix, it's not the worst thing to dodge him regardless, because you're still going to find value out of dodging 2 and only dodging 1. So definitely like the commitment by Contingency to go for that shock, and definitely benefited them as they win the race by I think just 1. So they go into GP2 only down 4. So not much to worry about, all in all, as a brilliant display from both teams coming out of GP1. And LV had some great moments, but CY to their own regard also had some great moments of firing back, a very back and forth match, if you will. So GP2, and you know, from here on out, it's only going to get more interesting from here, as you know, only one match, tons on the line. So make your break,
Yeah,
boys.
it definitely doesn't look like Zach is phased by the pressure of, with the money on the line with Dermo. Dermo seemed maybe a little bit more phased. It wasn't his finest GP, but could have gone worse. Certainly, Zach on scoring 45 GP1, you will take that any day. Like, he was feeling confident about the money he put on the line here. But as the war goes on, you might see a little bit more pressure from these two guys, since there is 25 bucks for each of these guys on the line here. But I mean, LV is sitting pretty comfortable, but you can't you can't take any race for granted. You can't take anything lightly, as CY is right on their tails, and they've got a chip on their shoulder, especially Dermo, to win this match and prove to Zach that CY is prevailing than LV for this match. So see what happens on Sherbet Land here.
Definitely. So Sherby already off the get-go. Callum going to be starting off in first for now. Is going to go and going to try and keep it up. Box one. Probably going to end up only with some bananas. But looking back at Danner now, seventh place, looking for some shrooms. Gets a star though, so that's not too bad. I think he might either off the chain it, just try and get closer to the pack, or might just hold it. Have a little bit of faith in Charmander, see if maybe they can't pull a quick one and go off that. But with that, Dan's just going to be pretty content, just chilling. Clyde right now, sixth place as well. You know, chains up that blooper, so not too much to really report from now on. Green shell coming back, but just going to evade that bothly. And yeah, it's looking like LV right now is occupying the majority of the top spots here. Look like maybe even like a top 2 or top 3 right now for LV.
Yeah, we see Zale in 10th right now, winning the bagging battle against Charmander. I don't think he had Shock at the time, but he could very well pull it here, and if so, that'd be really good for LV, as they are most top spots. CY trying to claw their way back. Dermo does get red, and it's going to get TC'd right there, but does take one of the LV members down, so their CY is now, I believe, 2-3-4, or 2-4, yeah, they're 2-4-9, I believe, but, or 2-3, so we'll see what happens up here. Star for Dan in 4th. If CY can pull it here, you'll probably see a first or second set. You'll probably see a first or second set Shock here, but like I said, I think Zale has it, but we shall see pretty soon what the deal is.
Yeah, Dan gets a draft off of Zach right there, so that moves him into 4th with the star. 2-3-4 right now for the boys of CY. Callum right now sitting in 1st, and is gonna just try and hold the fort for his team. Dan right now still sitting in 5th, and Green Shell, unfortunately, coming right off the wall, is gonna nail Dan right on the forehead, so that's gonna send him all the way back to 8th. But looking like he might look for a chain here. Star is being used, so we'll see if Shock comes in. Dermo also uses a star. Dan with a nice chain as well, but unfortunately Bagger did get starred and dropped. But Bill also being used. Clyde gets hit out, so unfortunate for that. Pow coming in is going to not be able to do much with this red shell, but looking like they're going to be settling for a 3-4 race. Didn't look like they got much else aside from that. I think LV might have actually got a top 2.
They did. I believe LV got top 2 that race, so that Shock really didn't do anything for Dan, as his chain was a single red and 6. Unfortunate. If he got triple shrooms there, you might have seen him break up second, but probably not. It probably would have been top 2 anyway for LV. That tells me Charmander didn't pull till very late. There is Dan, who chained a star earlier in the race. No shot came in there, so Charmander must have pulled it right then and there. Maybe Dan told him to spam it, try to get the best out of that, but it was going to be LV top 2, as Callum was running it up in first the whole time, taking very good lines, and then you see Zach getting first there again. So much of frontal presence for LV that race, and yeah, unfortunately, Shock a little too late for CY to really do anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, LV played that one probably as good as they possibly could. Were able to round out a top 2, and it's gonna, push their lead a little bit further, approaching this midway point of the match here. So, CY I think is going to be looking for a very a redemption race, pretty much. Mushroom Gorge and Moonview Highway being looked at by both squads. So, Mushroom Gorge would be definitely the track pick that CY would be looking for. The gap jump to really try and spread out those spots. Being able to cheese the spots at the end, they're always nice. So, tons of different plays to be able to made. And instead, looking at LV going towards the Moonview Highway route, a more front run presence kind of track. Aside from the first section, but after that, shrooms just aren't as helpful as you like, but that doesn't matter as Mushroom Gorge is going to be picked. So this is kind of CY's time to shine here. If they can get something big here, they can really turn the tides of this match.
Definitely, definitely. You need to see him make a statement right here. LV now up by 19. CY needs a good race here, and I think Mushroom Gorge is definitely the track to do it on. It's easy to bag this track. This is any bagger's game, and yeah, we need to see CY get a lot of top spots this race if they want to get back into this match and kind of turn the momentum, as LV has most of the momentum.
Yeah, definitely. So early on, Dan gets read out by Callum, so that moves Clyde in the second right now with this Mega. Which, like, a Mega is kind of like, it's always, like, such an awkward item to have on this track, I feel. Like, it doesn't benefit you unless you're really dodging, per se. It's just kind of, it's a really awkward item to have on a track like this, but...
Yeah, definitely. It really has no use, but Clyde holding this Mega and not using it here kind of tells me that either Charmander has Shock or they're putting all their faith in Charmander to get Shock this race. Really good item for Dan here. 2 Shrooms is not going to get redded. Top 3 for CY right here, and if they do have Shock, it's going to be really big, especially with this TC for Callum. This could be their race. Clyde also has triple Shrooms in 5th right now, going to be opting to take the gap right here. Will make it. This could be huge for CY here. We'll see what happens lap 3, though.
Yeah, definitely. Callum getting hit back. I think they're at top 4 right now for CY. So if CY is holding Shock, this could be deadly for LV. This could definitely be the race they're looking for. Tons of potential here, but as we're approaching this mushroom section here, single shroom being pulled for Clyde, so probably will just opt to hold this and stay safe. But here it comes. Here comes pretty much the moment you've all been waiting for as we're approaching this last section here. Golden is being used off by Callum. Doesn't look like there's going to be any Shock used, so looking like it's going to be a pretty good top 4 for CY. Shock being used right at the end, but Callum might be able to just graze. Oh, but that might be a top 4 for CY just at the line. Callum might actually just got passed by Storm at the very last second. Or Callum gets 4th there, and it's a top 3-5 for CY. But either way, that's the race that CY was looking for. Contingency coming out big on Mushroom Gorge, and they just played it well. They just pretty much just ran it. There's not really much else to really say about that. But yeah, there it is. Top 4, 9. So there's your fridge picture, Contingency. Get that on the fridge. Looking real nice for him, and definitely the race that they wanted. Coming out of
right there.
Yeah, big race for CY, coming out massive. So
CY is up 12 now, so the tables that's how fast the tables can turn in this game, just like that. Track like Mushroom Gorge, exactly. And since they did have Shock and were holding, they were going to make sure that Callum was not going to break up. Although they missed the TS on him, they opted to go for the TS, but it was just a little bit late, but it didn't matter. Storm barely edged him out there on the line. I thought that Callum did get 4th, kind of broke the top 4, but evidently not. Storm just barely beat him out by less than 100th of a millisecond, so it was extremely close, but CY's got all the momentum in the world right now. That's what they were looking for, and I mean, they just, like, as you said, nothing else to say, they just did a great job of running that up. A lot of frontal presence, but also the shrooms to make the cuts and everything, and yeah, LV just had no chance that race, really.
Yeah, and they're now going to have to double it on up. Starting top 4 for CY on Toad's Factory can be absolutely tough, and it's really going to be up to them to try and break these spots early and to break them fast. With drafts already coming up, Callum already doing a fantastic job getting up there early, going all the way to 1st, but Clyde with the quick draw on the red is going to take out Vespef, so he's going to be sent all the way back, but 2, 3, 4 right now, sitting for CY. Callum is occupying 1st. Back ring going to come out, is going to connect with Storm, so that's going to bring 1 back. Red Shell trying to come out from Dan on the Callum, but Callum gonna block it. Clyde might look to try and get something out of it here, but Dan opting not to go for the cut. Neither with Clyde. Callum goes for it himself though. Makes it no big deal whatsoever. So 2-3 right now for CY, and they're really gonna try and do whatever they can to try and get Callum out of here, but Callum is forming a lead pretty quickly.
They're going to need a blue to get Callum out of first. I don't see him losing this at all. Very good driving from him in first. And very good from CY and Dan, like for Clyde, from CY with Dan and Clyde not to go for Shroomless, as it would have been would have been expected for Callum to block the Shroomless, which you see a lot of people do. So going around was a good option, but it just gives Callum a bigger break there. So yeah, I really don't see him failing at all, unless obviously he gets TS'd or blue, but that's really it in my opinion.
Definitely. And Clyde getting Mega there right after that last set is absolutely tough, so that puts him all the way back to getting one of the most brutal breaks he possibly could on a track like this. But now Dan's still trying to contest Callum here, goes for the Nano Snipe, but to no avail. Unfortunately, doesn't find anything, so is still sitting in second, has these triple greens around him, so... But unfortunately, is going to get back green by Callum. That's going to move LV in the top 3 right now. They're going to have to try and make quick work if they want to get past this, because this is looking absolutely tough. I'm coming for Dan. Here comes the blue. And here it goes. There goes the bomb. Is going to connect on one, but unfortunately, I think he finds Dermo as well. So that's going to at least move Dan up there. But unfortunately, I think he had to pay the price with taking out one of his own teammates as well.
Yeah, very interesting bomb there. He tried to go for broke there and snipe. I think it was Vesvev coming up there, but did get Dermo. It was a 1-for-1 trade-off, so I don't really know if it was worth it for that bomb. I mean, I like the move. I like the idea. Had to try something there because LV top 3. They're about to get a huge race there, so you had to try it. But just unfortunate that it caught Dermo in it. He was probably getting a good spot there.
So I think it's only I definitely think it's worth, because obviously they got pretty much full sandwich right there. They got like 3, 4, 5, 6. So I definitely do think the bomb was worth it. You know, being able to get a race like that instead of having to sit with a top 3 is 100% always going to be worth it. So I definitely think Dan made the right decision at the cost of, you know, maybe hitting his own teammate, sure, but I don't think they were going to get anywhere into those first or second regardless. So, you know, a small little price to pay, but they definitely did what they had to do.
Definitely, 100% there. I like that you gotta admire the aggressiveness. It's what it takes to win in this game, especially mid to high divs. So try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least you can say you tried, rather than just hands there at the end and just let them get top 3. You know.
Definitely, and you gotta respect the hustle. And you know, with that play alone, that definitely still keeps CY up. You know, still up 9 points going into BC3 here. So, you know, the back half of, or the last race rather, of GP2. So still got quite a bit of Mario Kart to play, but CY is going to look to try and push their lead going into this last GP. Try and put some pressure on LV here, but
yeah, we'll see what they can do. Callum's still in first, but gets a nice back on Clyde there. Really good green. Can try on Dan, but it's not going to work there.
Dan trying to avenge his teammate, unfortunately isn't going to find anything. Another green back from Callum. Is going to miss it on Dan, though. Does find somebody, but not Dan, unfortunately. And is going to try and go for the Shroomless, but just at the last second, looked like Callum was able to get that fib on that cut. Cut being made up by Clyde, though, so Clyde's going to be joining up Dermo. So top 2 right now for CY. Dan at the back right now. Chucks a bomb. Isn't going to find anybody, but does have this TC, so that's going to set him at the back. So top 2, bottom 2 right now for CY. So kind of a double-edged sword, but also not the worst case scenario.
Definitely not. You will take that outcome for right now 100%, as it is benefiting CY a lot more, as they are breaking away in top 2 right now. Callum trying everything he can to break up those spots, but a green isn't going to do much. And gets back green. That's going to put him even further back with Zach and a Mega top 3 now.
And then there's the TC. The brutal TC. Dan has a bill in 8th too, so that's actually not that bad. Callum on blocks. There is a blue coming out too, so there goes the Ultra trying to go for it. Unfortunately, does not make the Ultra, so is forced into that bill. So tough break by Dan, but you know, at least you had the safety, so
Right, right.
I don't hate the idea.
I don't hate it either. It's definitely a good play to go with to get their build because you have the safety net if you do end up failing it, so you're not completely out of the race.
Yeah,
Neither is Callum though. Chain using the start, but gonna get triple shrooms for a chain. He might be an eighth, but this race, he is far from out of it though. He is nowhere near out of it. This pack is close.
yeah, definitely.
Um,
Outside of that first place, pretty much the entire pack is, you know, dead even. So
Definitely.
Clyde,
It's gonna get double blocked. Clyde's gonna block the cut there. And CY still occupying most of the top spots. As you see Zach and Sophie here in 5-6. Callum's gonna go for the ult trick.
they're gonna try and go for the in between here. Unblocks himself. Dan makes it himself, so he's gonna join up Dermo in these mid spots. Gonna try and get a little bit closer to Callum. Shrooms up. Callum triple reds though in third. That's gonna pose a little bit of a threat. Back red bang is gonna snag Dan though. That's gonna bring Dan all the way back. Is gonna get him passed off of TC. Back green at the line. Doesn't look like it finds anybody. Dan getting TC'd off, so he's gonna have to sit for eighth, unfortunately. And that's pretty much all there is to it, really.
Yeah, nothing much else. It was shockless race, and kind of rare on BC3, but yeah, nothing much else to talk about. Just it was good running from CY, getting the cut unblocked and taking early on. They just pretty much got a free run. No blues. Zach tried to break it up, those toss ups in the mega, but didn't really work out that much. As yeah, CY just gets 2-4-5 there, 2-4-5-8. Pretty much an even race here. See a lot of mixed spots here, so it'll be pretty much dead even once again going into GP3 here.
Yeah, pretty much. Once again, we're back to another +4 differential. This time in CY's favor, though. So they got +4 going into the last GP, but at this point, you may as well just call it basically tied, because it's very much so anyone's game, and pretty much just GP3 is, you know, winner take all to a T for the most part.
Yep, definitely. And Zach coming up huge for his team. 79 after 2. Storm leading the way for CY after 2 GPs. But a lot of it's even as far as the end. Everyone's pulling their own weight. No, don't really see any anchors in this match, which is what you like to see. You like to see a very close match where everyone is getting a share of the points and contributing to the team. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, and you know, both teams have been pretty much, you know, doing a great job of keeping up with each other. You know, you've had big races here and there. You know, you had the big +19 that LV had going into MG, and then CY with the beautiful answer back with the top 4. So pretty much both teams have been doing a great job of, you know, keeping it close, duking it out with each other, and you know, there hasn't been that big of a point swing yet, but DDR getting locked in here as race 9 is getting underway. So
yeah, LV getting their track pick here. We'll see if they can hold on. If Callum can hold on to first here. Misses the sand, I believe. Yeah, he got stuck to the sand, so Dan's gonna take over first now. And CY and top 2 Clyde gets past TC from Vespeth, though passes it back. Nice pass back from Clyde. He's gonna battle Sophie out here for second place. Wins the battle, so top 2 now for CY early on. They were quick. I mean, they got up to those spots really quick. They wasted no time essentially, and now they're gonna look to hold down the reins as they're in top 3 at the moment.
definitely, Clyde definitely having to get the hands a little bit dirty, but comes out strong. You know, passing the TC. That was a brilliant TC pass too. Also factoring in that Vespeth had triple greens rotating around him, and he managed to pass it in a way where he wouldn't get hit by it.
Yeah, it was very a weird interaction when I didn't think Clyde would win. Oh, gets redded off the track though. That was very unfortunate, as he's gonna be back there now. But I did see Dermo Bill up though at the beginning of lap 2, so he's up there. He's in third. Oh, gets redded by Callum though. It's still a top 2 though for CY, and depending on who has shock, CY this could be a wrap for this race, or we could see LV get right back into it here, depending on if they have any dodges or not.
Yeah, triple red's coming out for Callum. Might be able to find this shock right up on Dan here. Shot coming in. Not entirely sure who dodged, but Clyde gets chalked right into a box, finds himself a golden, so Clyde is on the way up there as well, not going to be too far away from these top spots. Sufi manages to take over first, and Callum right now is sitting in third, so lots of mixed spots right now for these both these teams. Callum getting back into fourth. Clyde Triple Reds might be able to try and take out Callum here, but this pack is getting super close coming into this last set, so we're gonna see a massive shakeup of spots potentially. Clyde right
Definitely.
now, bomb going to this last turn, manages to get passed up by Zach unfortunately, but is still able to keep fifth. And Callum goes for the shroomless, but Durbo gives him a couple little love taps, and they'll cross the line both by themselves. And we'll
Yep.
see how this. It looked pretty like pretty spread. Like nothing was super conclusive by the looks of it. But
Yeah, I couldn't tell exactly who got what because it looked kind of jumbled there at the end. So we'll have to see. I want to say CY won that race, but I could very easily be mistaken. Yeah, that's winning for CY. Definitely not by a whole lot, but a nice little 135.79. So it's gonna be like I think a plus 5 or 7ish race. I want to say for CY. So. They're going to increase the lead just by a little bit, but not by much, though.
definitely good enough to add some pressure onto LV though to try and get a good race quick, as you don't want to go down by too much with a limited amount of time going into only 3 races left. So if CY gets a big race on this track, it's really going to put LV against the wall.
It's LV definitely starting to get a little nervous, I'd say. They're probably not too nervous just yet. They know what they're capable of, obviously. But you'll definitely see a little bit of nerves, a little bit getting a little bit uneasy, especially if they do not win this race. They need a winning race here with only 3 left. They need to do something right now. They can't wait around anymore. It's go time for LV.
That's pretty much it. And Koopa Cape, Waluigi Stadium being picked off as the tracks of choice. Looking like might land on Waluigi, and yes, it does. Waluigi Stadium is going to be locked in here, so definitely a pretty solid track for both teams. I think CY is definitely going to be a little in the favor, but luckily for LV, there is a prime target chalk spot on this track.
Yes, for sure. So shock is going to be very important on this track, depending on who gets what. Like it can turn a race upside down, especially if it's a lap 3 TS, just in a matter of literally a second. So you might see this race coming down to shock. You might very well see just CY run it up the whole time. We really don't know. It's a matter of wait and see here.
Definitely. So CY getting started early, top 2 right now. Started with Dan and Dermo. Clyde coming up too, trying to make this a top 3. It is able to edge out Callum just by a little bit, so is going to try and make Callum's life a little bit difficult, as CY sitting top 3, but Mega is spammed right away from Callum. Is going to get all the way past Clyde. Unfortunately, not going to find any chain, but Clyde finds himself a nice little single shroom, and unfortunately not going to be able to evade that red though. So that's going to take out Clyde for the meantime. Brings Callum back into third. And another Mega being pulled off by Callum. So if LV manages to pull shock here, they can really get Callum up there. Maybe even get a TS off on Dermo.
100%. Yeah, we don't know who's winning the bagging battle in particular. It's very very close. It's about to go into lap 3, but Callum probably gonna opt to hold this Mega. Maybe he'll take cut to lap 3, but he's definitely going to hold for a little while. Good fib evasion there. That was a good fib it was really good backing from CY's top 2 here. So Dan has Shroom in second, so it's going to widen the lead. Callum's, is going to take cut with this Mega here and try to break up the tug as best they can, but I don't see this being broken up unless LV has shock. If they don't have shock, though, this could be a really good race for us. CY you'll see here.
It's hard for me to see that LV has shock if Callum just used a Mega in third and didn't dodge. So my money's on LV not having shock here. Clyde going up with triple reds. Does manage to take out one shot coming in the last second. Storm is going to be dodging up, so that's going to be big for CY right there. Might be seeing like a top 2-4, top 2-5 race coming out of CY. Looking like looking like a pretty solid race coming out for CY right there. And it's looking good. That's definitely going to put the pressure on LV going into the back two.
Definitely, definitely there. Good shock from I believe that was a CY shock. Yeah, Vespev did predict though pretty well, but yeah, you were right. If yeah, Callum, I should have probably known that Callum they didn't use shock as he was exiting Hoth as Mega Prep. Yeah, I should have known that no one had at the time. But I mean, that's much to the dismay of LV though. I mean, CY gets the top two six here, and that puts just all the pressure on LV now. Is
It's top
oh
three.
top three. My bad. My bad. There, yeah, they're up. So they're up by 34. That's all the pressure. Yeah, LV's backs are against the wall here. Definitely, they need to do something right now. Try to turn it back their way.
Yep, definitely a massive race for CY coming out. So they got tons to choose from still. They got a decent amount of good front running tracks to choose from. So Garden's being looked at by Lethal Vendetta, so are going to go for the full reset here. Wario's Gold Mine is being looked at by CY. Pretty solid track, at least in my opinion. You know, they have the top three, and they also have someone at the back too. So having that back spot person go for that box can be massive for CY, but they're not going to have the chance to try it. Peach Gardens gets locked in.
Yeah, LV needed this track pick here definitely. If they did not get it, I had all the comments to see why was gonna run up there, but this track does allow LV to have a little bit of hope maybe to try to get back in this. But they got to do it now. They need a big race, or else it's looking like GG's if that does not happen. So we'll see what they're able to do.
Clyde dropping back first set, gets a golden, so that's going to be big for Clyde. He's going to be able to get up these top spots pretty relatively easy. It's going to move him into a top 4 spot, so CY right now. Oh, but actually, man, just looking like he drops back again, so gets another golden. He has the golden touch, I guess, so he's just going to keep farming up these golden shrooms. Callum right now 6th place, looking for probably some shrooms of his own. Finds just a singular one, but that's good enough for the cut, so hard to really complain about that. Sitting as CY is occupying a good amount of these top spots. LB right now, most of them are back here. Clyde going to be goldening up through the cut here, so that's going to move LV into what seems to be almost a bottom 2 at this point. CY still chilling up at the front. Storm leading the pack, so looking very good. Sufi, though, is trying to put a little bit of pressure on him, but if Clyde can take out Sufi, it's looking pretty good for Contingency.
Definitely. We'll see what he's able to do with these greens. I don't... Okay, yeah, top 3 now for CY. I don't know what happened to Vespev. I don't really know. He was up there. He dropped. Yeah, so that's, well, we'll see what happens with Shock, though. Callum does have a Mega. This could be big for LV.
Yeah, it's looking like this could be shaping up to be an LV Shock coming here. Mega is going to be used at the cut, but no Shock just yet. There it is, Shock coming in. Gets a nice triple shroom chain, too, so that's going to move Callum in the first, and looks like he's not the only one dodging. Like Zach following suit right behind them, so that's going to move LV in the top spots.
Really good Shock usage and really good chain for Callum there. Sufi with these triple reds is going to keep Clyde back. He's not going to be able to pass him. And same with Dan. It rides on what Dan pulls. Your triple shrooms, good chain, but I mean, see Clyde get taken out the red. Dan gets redded as well, so that's looking like a big race for LV. Clutch shock by Zale, and they have a chance still. They have a chance with one left to go.
They do have a chance, although I'm not entirely sure that was the race they were looking for. I think that wasn't a big win by any means, but enough to make it at least doable, although it's going to put a lot of pressure on LV to get a massive race if they want to have hopes to try and get out of this one with a win. It didn't look like they got a big race, but it did look like they had a winning race, so I'm interested to see what comes out of that top 2, 5, 6 by the looks of it. Yes.
Yep, top 2, 5, 6. So yeah, that is a good winning race, but you're right. They probably were looking for like a top 3, 5, top 3, 6, something along those lines. So while it is a good race, it's not entirely what they were looking for. They're still down by a little bit with one race left, so they have to go the big. They're gonna need, like, I believe top 3, 8 or 7 or something if they want to win this match. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough, but it still is doable. Still is doable.
Yep, I mean, we saw it before. LV was plus 19 before CY got a top 4 on MG, so it's definitely possible. The scenario has been seen in this match before, so it's going to be up to CY to see if they want to close out here or if LV can take one from under their noses. And here we go. So we're seeing Goldmine being looked at by LV and Delfino being looked at by Contingency. Delfino is going to get picked, so definitely the a track pick that Contingency was banking on, and that's going to be able to break up that top 2 pretty quickly for CY.
Definitely. You'll see Callum probably swerve a little bit here to try to hold his second and prevent the draft from CY, but this is big for CY. This is what they need right here to try to secure the swing momentum back, but Zach is up here, Dermo up here, so we'll see a 1-3 for LV coming in here. Tries to back, but misses the back. Unfortunately, Dan with the shroom probably going to be looking to take the cut right here and get up there, hopefully into first. But Clyde also has a shroom in fourth, also going to be taking cut, and he'll be getting into first here, and that'll put Zach back in second, so we'll see if Clyde's able to run this up in first right now.
Definitely. The name of the game is that, CY does need a big race. Honestly, if they can at least get first, then that pretty much stops anything that LV wants to do in terms of winning this match. So if they can really just keep, a good amount of these top spots, like even if they just get first, that's pretty much just going to be enough. But right now, CY occupying top 2, Clyde and Dan have been doing a tremendous job playing together. I feel like they've been together running it up pretty well for a good chunk of this war, so I think that their chemistry's been pretty solid throughout.
Definitely really good chem from those two. Been playing for a long time with each other, so they know how they play with each other and good friends. And it's showing here on this track for sure. Danstrom's up and gets into first, and like you said, CY really only needs first or even any top 3 spot, really top 2 spot mostly to secure the win. And it's looking good so far as they're in top 3 right now.
Yeah, top 3. Dermo joins them with Callum right now sitting in fourth. Seems to be a pretty consistent position where Callum is just behind all of them with this mega. He uses the mega shot coming in right away. Is gonna hit the wall though, so is gonna lose a little bit of time trying to catch up to Dan. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Is gonna get himself into first. But it looks like it's just Callum Green coming out looking for a snipe. Doesn't look like it connects, though, unfortunately. Dan got one more opportunity to see if he wants to try and take out Callum here. Green shell coming. Is going to miss the mark a little bit. Gets a single shroom in second. But they're really not going to be able to do a whole lot about this unless they try and take out Dan out of the second place. But Dan, taking the wide line is going to be played safe. And that's going to lock up second for Dan, third for Clyde. And that's going to pretty much be your nail in the coffin as CY are going to be taking this one home.
Yeah, really good play there from Dan. Just had to play safe, make sure Callum didn't have any back spam to hit him out. But yeah, that locked it up. 2-3, that's all they needed. I don't know where rest of LV, unfortunately, they weren't up there a lot of the whole race, much to Callum and Zach's dismay, unfortunately. But CY, really good job of just staying up there, making sure they had at least one top 2, top 3 spot to secure the win in 2-3-4. Yep, that's going to do it 100%. And really good showing from CY this match.
Yeah, CY played tremendous. They were able to pretty much just stick to their game. They played a good frontal presence game. They were able to deal with LV pretty well. I feel like they were a lot better at responding to LV's shocks than LV was responding to CY's shocks. I find, and I think that was a big difference maker here. I think CY were able to just kind of stick to their guns, play well, and LV did definitely a good job keeping it close. I definitely think both teams played extremely well, but CY able to just come out on top at the last moment, and with that, it's pretty easy to see why CY came out walking out with the dub.
And the money as well. Dermo's feeling good right now after that win. He is going to take that money from Zach. I assume he'll hold up his end of the bargain. He's feeling extra good about this win. Already talking some smack in the chat, but Dermo is chilling right now, big chilling after this win.
Oh yeah, you know Dermo's going to be taking that right to the bank. So going to be getting the last laugh on this one, but looks like Dermo has entered the chat.
Dermo's got
Yeah,
some
I'm here for my post-match interview.
post-game interview from Dermo. How are you feeling after the win?
How do you feel? Are you excited to get the money?
Absolutely, that's gonna keep me going for at least a day, right there.
So tell us all, what are you planning to do with the money?
Buy diesel for my car.
Hey!
Nice guess.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Good use of it for sure.
We were thinking about what you would do with the money, and one of the things I said was probably gas for the car.
Nice production.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't massive amounts of money in fairness, like, but
I mean, no, but like, you can still get a decent fill up off that.
Yeah. Well, not these days, like with prices, but you know, might get half the tank up. We'll see.
Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any last thoughts before we end this one off and send off our raid?
Oh, you guys still streaming, are you?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are.
Right. Oh, well, everybody, I just want to say that was the worst war ever. I got back bombed like 30 times in the first 4 races. Right, but CY come through. We're gonna win the banner. That's gonna happen. LSU, you're next.
Oh, calling out LSU now. Bold words from Dermo there, but hey, he's calling you out. Will they be up to the task against CY? Find out.
No, they won't.
And
Sir.
And,
that sounds stupid because they can't hear you. Sound like a fuck's sake.
and yeah, I guess that's all we got time for today. So thank you all on behalf of MK Boards for joining the stream and watching us. And with that, we're going to be sending it off to our raid. We'll be raiding Ken B. So thank you all for joining us. My name is Zexus.
And my name is Vinny.
And I'm Dermo.
And we thank you. And we'll be seeing y'all next time. Have a good night, guys.
Peace.
Have a good one, guys.
And you're good.